Great morning, great morning, great morning. Hey, you guys. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in some days. Y'all, a lot has been going on, but I wanted to come live. This word was brewing in my belly, and I had to come on so that I can release it. You guys, come on in, come on in. I know y'all are shocked. It's Thursday and I'm on. Yeah, I am. So let me go ahead and share. Let me share. All right. All right. Hey, Myra, how are you, beautiful? So good to see you. I miss you, girl. Oh my goodness. Listen, you guys, I wanted to come on and talk about this word that the Lord gave me, which was don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Okay. Let me go ahead and share over here on Facebook. Don't be fooled. Do not be fooled. The enemy is always up to his trickery. He's always, trying to get us to abdicate our position, to get us to abdicate what God is doing in our lives, to not believe God, to not trust God, to cancel ourselves because he understands that he can't do it. So let me go ahead and share, and we're going to get into this word because there is a word from the Lord. Okay. Hold on. And we're going to get started. All right. Let me hit these groups and I'm ready to go, y'all. Let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Be sure to let me know who's here and where you are tuning in from. I want to know where you are, what's going on. Okay. That's the only thing about sharing from the computer is it requires more. All right. And you guys, if you would go ahead and share, share the groups that you're in. Um, and let's get started. Hey, April. It's been so long since I saw you. Hey, Latoya, great morning. Great morning. Yes, the PC is in the place. All right, y'all, let's talk about it. This morning, the Lord said to me, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Sometimes what the enemy will do is he will try to trick us into believing that God is not moving and that he's not working on our behalf. He will try to trick us into getting out of position. He'll try to trick us into giving up. He'll try to trick us into missing what God is getting ready to do. Hey, Phoenicia, how you doing? Oh, Latoya, I know that's right. The last 2 days. Come on now. Bless the name of the Lord. Hey, Dr. Vetts. But all he's doing is trying to fool you. He's trying to fool you. Do not be fooled. Don't be fooled. If God said it, that settles it. You don't have to see what we do is we start in our own mind, in our own imaginations. we start saying, well, it's not this yet, so that I must have misheard him, or this must not be what God said, or I must be doing it wrong. Or listen, sometimes, hear me when I say this, sometimes you just have to stay the course to see the end. You just have to stay the course. It's not like there's going to be this big thing, but if you stay the course, God will give you everything you need to accomplish what He has already ordained for you to accomplish. We have things that God has already ordained for us to accomplish. You know, He says, I know the plans that I have for you, plans that are good and not evil, to give you a hope and a future and to bring you to an expected end. So if God already knows the plans that He has for us, why are we doubting His plan for us just because it's not happening as quickly, or we can't see it, or it seems like things aren't falling into place? Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Let me just share this with you. Let me share this with you. So I've been in this process of interviewing. I've been in the interviewing process. I've been applied for some jobs. Y'all, it's been so long since I had like a a regular job, a job like you know, 9 to 5, you know, 8 to 4, you know, one of those jobs, right? But God prompted me to apply for some jobs. Okay. So I applied for the jobs, right? Applied for the jobs. I've had several interviews. One of the positions, they went with somebody else. I haven't heard on some of them. One of them, like, they're working on it. They're trying to get it together. They're trying to make it happen. But there were some things that were required of me, right? Some things that were required of me. And those things that were required of me was going to mean that I was going to have to do some things that I said I wasn't doing. Like, I'm not doing all that. Like, I'm not doing it, right? In the past, that's what I said. But in order to position myself to get what I know God showed me, I had to do some things. So I started doing those things. But guess what? Those things cost money. The things I had to do cost money. It meant that I had to stretch. It meant that I had to invest in me. It meant that I had to invest in where I'm going and not just look at where I am. One of the things that we will often do is when we look at our resources, we look at our resources for the right now. What do I need to do right now? What bill do I need to pay? Listen, and I'm not telling y'all don't pay your bills. That's definitely not what I'm saying. So hold on. I'm not telling you not to pay your bills. What I'm telling you is, if you can make an investment in you that's going to increase your income ongoing, make the investment in you. Because if it's not enough to take care of everything, it's a seed. Use seeds to sow so that you can get what you need and have it ongoing, and it will continually produce. Our problem is we don't have vision for the long term. Our vision is often short-sighted because we're so used to robbing Peter to pay Paul, living check to check, hand to mouth, that we don't see a way out. Well, guess what? As long as you continue to do that, there is no way out, right? If you're doing the same thing, expecting different results, it will not happen. It won't. In order to get a different result, you got to do something different. That means you're going to have to take a chance, take a risk, make an investment. But you're going to have to do something different. You can't do the same thing and think that it's going to produce what you need when it hasn't done it yet. Okay? So check this out. So I had to make some investments. You know, I had to take a couple of tests. Listen, y'all. I'm like, and the tests are not cheap. Come on, $150 a test. Okay? I had to take a couple of tests. I had to pay for a process, pay for an application process. Listen, I'm like, oh my God. I said, okay, God, well, if this is for me, then you're going to make provision for me to be able to do these things. Okay. And so, sure enough, God being God, made provision for me to do the things that I needed to do. Well, I had to go take a test. And let me tell y'all something. Now, this is when you know when you know you're serious about something. When you're serious about something, nothing is going to stop you from getting it done. Nothing. Nothing. So don't be fooled into thinking, oh, well, it must be that I'm not supposed to do this because it requires inconvenience for you. It requires stretch for you. Oh, this is the season where you can expect some inconvenience and you can expect some stretch because God wants to know, are you willing to stretch to get what I promised you? So I was looking at the test, right? And so I found the test. The test was this week. You know, it was here in Panama City. Okay, cool. Yeah, but I did not have the resources yet. So I looked again and I said, okay. Well, I can take it in Pensacola. Pensacola, you know, yeah, I can take it in Pensacola. Okay. I looked again. By the time I got the resources, Pensacola was not an option this week. The closest option was Mobile, Alabama, the next day at 8 a.m. 3-hour drive. Got to be there by 8. Really, you got to be there by 7:30 because you know you don't want to be late for the test, right? So yesterday we got up and my husband drove me to Mobile, Alabama to take the test. On the way, I'm studying, right? Now I've already taken the practice test, I'm feeling confident, but on the way I'm studying because I feel like I probably need to study some more. I'm starting to get nervous. So I take a few practice tests and then I get nervous. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know all of this. What in the world? What? And I had to calm myself down. The devil was not going to fool me into stressing myself out and thinking I'm not going to be able to pass this test. I'm a test taker, baby. That's what I do. I take tests. I do well. And I know the information for the most part. I didn't know all of it, but I knew enough to pass, right? Because that's all I had to do was pass. You don't have to get 100%. You don't have to get 90%. You don't have to get 80%. You just need 71%. Pass the test, girl. Okay? So I started getting anxious and I said, okay, I got to, I can't. I pulled out my calm. I said, let me take my calm. Let me take my calm and let me calm my nerves down so that I can relax, right? And I began to talk to myself. I began to talk to myself. And I began to allow what God had told me to be front and center. And I began to visualize myself. I was sitting in there waiting to take my test. And I began to visualize myself having taken the test, like going through the test with ease. It was a breeze. I visualized myself getting my test score back and passing. I visualized myself on the other side of the situation that I was getting ready to go into because the enemy was not going to fool me into stressing myself out so that I would not be able to perform effectively. So I sat there and I visualized. I saw me taking it. I saw me passing it. I saw me going through the questions like, oh, right? When I actually got ready to take the test, there were some things that had happened. And I had to get a number, right? When I came in, my number was 9, right? I was number 9. I went to put my stuff in a locker and, I have certain numbers that I'm drawn to, but 9 was empty. So I put my stuff in locker number 9, right? And then he was getting ready to put me on a computer and he said, I think I'm going to put you on 7. I said, can you put me on, what number did I ask for? What number did I ask for? What number did I ask for? Y'all tell me what number I asked for. Normally 7 would be a good number because it's the number of completion, right? But something was going on. That's right, April. Can you seat me at number 9? Now, I don't know what this means, but I know that clearly God is communicating something to me through these 9s, right? Well, I hadn't looked it up. Until just now. I had not looked it up until just now. And I'm going to tell you what angel number 999 means. Hey, Charla. Angel number 999 symbolizes the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. My God. It can indicate that a phase of your life is ending, such as a relationship, a project, or a chapter, right? This completion is not necessarily negative. It can mean that you've learned the lessons you needed from the experience. It can suggest that a new and transformative phase is about to begin, such as a change in your beliefs, a shift in your life path, or a spiritual awakening. It can encourage you to release any emotional baggage, regrets, or attachments that you're holding on to and that's holding you back. It can encourage you to trust the process of life and not get caught up in drama. It can mean you need to focus on personal growth. The number 9 represents wisdom, humanitarianism, and spiritual enlightenment. The repetition of the digit 3 times amplifies its energy and its significance. So here I am. Here I am. Moving into a new phase of my life. Making a decision that is shifting me into a place that I didn't see myself going. And God is confirming for me. Sending messages to me to let me know. This is good. This is right. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Too often, we miss the signs and the messages that God is trying to send us. Too often, we allow ourselves to be fooled by the enemy, fooled by the inner me, fooled by people and their opinions of what we're doing and of what God says. Angel number 9. Okay. So we have to understand that this is a season. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Don't think that God's not working because it's not working the way you want it to work with the speed that you want it to work at. Don't think God's not working. God is working behind the scenes. But when you keep going forward as if it's already done because it is, when you keep moving like it's already done because it is, you see, me taking those tests and doing what I was doing was moving as if it's already done because guess what? It is. It's already done. I haven't got an official job offer, but it's already done. And I know what I need. Okay. So because I knew what I needed, I began to do some research. And when I began to do research, I discovered that God had already set me up to be able to get what I needed expeditiously without a long wait. I wasn't going to have to wait a year. I wasn't going to have to go through a whole lot of programs and this and that and jump through a lot of hoops. It was going to be a process of me providing certain documentation, taking some tests, getting some letters, and going forward. When God is shifting you, and I told y'all this, didn't I tell you God said he's moving expeditiously with the least amount of time and effort? With the least amount of time and effort. Literally, I'm getting ready to do in a couple of weeks what it's taken people a year to do. Do you hear what I'm telling you? I will have done in a couple of weeks what people did not do in a year. This is why you got to understand. Don't be fooled and don't be moved by what you see or don't see. Stand on what God said, and he'll send messages of encouragement as you go along. When we started the 90-day physical transformation challenge, I said, my goal is to lose, 25 pounds in those 90 days in 12 weeks, right? In week 1, I lost 6 pounds in week 1. On day number 8, that number increased to 7. So now all I got to do, and it really was going to turn out to be 27 because I picked up 2 pounds, right? Okay. So now all I got to do is lose 20 pounds over the next few weeks. If I lost 6 in 1 week, and I just do half of that a week, I'm in good shape towards hitting my goal. And I will hit my goal, and I'm going to hit my goal sooner than I even anticipated. But it required me to do some things differently. And this is why you got to understand, just because it's different doesn't mean it's wrong, right? Just because it's different and it's uncomfortable doesn't mean don't do it. Just because you don't understand all of it and all of the dynamics doesn't mean don't go forward. See, our problem is we allow ourselves to get tripped up and tripped out by needing to know everything. You don't have to know everything. We got to do everything perfectly. It does not have to be perfect. Stop that. Stop that. You're limiting yourself and you're limiting your ability to bless other people with your desire for perfection. Desire excellence. Excellence when you've done all you can, right? And then you hand it over to God and say, okay, I've done all I can do. Okay, blow on it. And if there's a couple of minor issues or minor problems or minor misspellings, or a word might be misplaced and you only have like 2 of those, you're good. It's the perfectionist in you. It's the judge in you that'll tell you, oh, that's horrible, and people are going to be talking about you. If they talk about you because you had 2 errors in an entire program, listen, baby, they need to get a whole life, okay? That's not who you want to be concerned with. You want to be concerned with angel number 2222. You want to be concerned with what God is doing in you to release you from the weight and the pressure that you've placed on yourself. To release you. In this 90-day physical transformation challenge, I worked out one time. It was one of the Saturdays, but I haven't built my regular workout system. You know, I haven't had time to go to the store and get different food. So I'm having to work with what I have, right? So working with what I have, not working out, I still lost 7 pounds. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? I didn't have everything that I wanted to have. I wasn't eating the prepared meal list. I wasn't eating perfectly. I didn't deprive myself of everything. This is not a, you can't eat any carbs, you can't have any sugar. This is not that, right? Because I don't want a diet. I want a lifestyle. I'm building a lifestyle that I can live. I don't want a diet to drop weight. I want a lifestyle that can transform my life permanently. And too often, to accomplish our goals, we want to do what's quick. So we say, I'm just not going to eat any of these things. Listen, I'm not living the rest of my life and not being able to enjoy it. Will my eating change? It will. My taste buds will change. They're already changing, right? When I get to choose something, I can make a different choice. When I get to choose between baked and fried, I want baked. There was a time when I'd be like, oh no, give me that fried, right? But you got to allow yourself to go through the process without beating yourself up and saying, I quit because I can't do it perfectly. I quit because I don't have everything that I think I need, or everything that I want, or everything on the plan. I'm just not going to do anything. Haven't been able to work out. I quit because I can't work out. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. I remember telling myself, okay, so I needed to drink. I said I'm going to drink 125 26 ounces of water a day. And what happened was I was not making it. Like I couldn't get that much water in. It wasn't happening for me, right? So this time I said, well, listen, let me just do this. Let me do 96 ounces of water a day. 96 ounces, right? It's not the 120. It wasn't half of my body weight, right? But it is 8 times 8, which they say, drink at least 8 ounce glasses of water a day. That's 64. It's more than the 64. It's 32 ounces more than the 64. And it's important to get water in your system. It's important to be hydrated. Those things are important. But I'm not going to be fooled by the fact that I couldn't make the 120 at the time and say, okay, I'm not going to drink water at all. No, the devil is a liar. No, that's not what we're doing. We're going to adjust it and personalize it to me. Y'all, this one size fits all with weight loss is the reason that so many people are now taking shots to lose weight because they haven't been able to find a plan that works for them. They haven't been able to find a plan that's individualized. It's so often just, everybody do this. Well, everybody's body type is not the same. Everybody's bodies and systems are not the same. Everybody's needs are not the same. Everybody's situation is not the same. So then how is it that we think that this one size fits all is going to work? It doesn't happen like that. And having been in the place where I was frustrated and overwhelmed and stressed out because I was watching other people do something and yet I was not getting the results they were getting when I did the same thing they did. Where I was at a point where I wanted to work out 5 and 6 times a week because I'm thinking I just need to work out more. No, it wasn't that. There was some adjustments that need to be made in my body that I could make, that I had the ability to make. So I had to ask God for a plan. God, you've got to show me. And that's what he did. And when he showed me, I began to lose weight immediately from day one. From day one, just by making some adjustments. You all, don't let the enemy or anyone else convince you that you can't have what God said and you can't be who God made you to be. Because that's not the truth. But it's going to require you standing on God's word. It's going to require you operating in faith. It's going to require you stretching in order for you to get there. In the absence of the stretch, you get the same thing over and over and over again. I don't know what that thing is for you that you are really struggling with right now. I don't know what it is that is a huge weight on you. But what I'm going to tell you is this. Stand on what God said. Don't move. Don't change that, right? Stand on what God said and then allow him to give you the plan. I ended up, because I listened to God, getting a plan to help people reactivate their metabolism and position themselves to drop weight, not in a long time, but to begin to drop weight from making some adjustments. And I'm looking for 20 people who are serious about making a change in their life, serious about losing some weight, dropping some pounds, getting fit, getting healthier. I'm looking for 20 people that want to do that, right? And I'm limiting it to 20 because this is going to be very individualized and very personal. This is going to be individualized coaching. I'm telling you, it's specifically crafted for you. Not with you in mind, but for you, your own individualized, personalized plan, yours, based on those things that God gave me. And I know April is on here. April had her plan tweaked today. We tweaked her plan. We gave her some clarity on some things. She didn't quite understand the carb cycling and how it worked, so we gave her clarity on that. We also talked about, her workout, and how she can take what she's been doing and make it maximally effective in helping her to burn fat and to increase her metabolism. She didn't have to go get a gym membership. She didn't have to go buy anything else. She can take what she has and figure out how to use it more effectively. I know Christina has already dropped 4.2 pounds. Christina dropped 4.2 pounds in week 1. I dropped 6 in week 1. She dropped 4.2 in week 1. And that was without doing all of the pieces. Hey, Brother Dale, how you doing, sir? Man of God. So I'm looking for 20 people, male and female. Ethnicity doesn't matter. This isn't a race thing, right? Whatever your budget is, I'm going to show you how to get started with changing your life. But you're going to have to invest some money. I'm just telling you, you're not going to pay me. These first 20, I don't get paid, but you're going to need to be able to get what you need. Okay. So I'm looking for 20 people. And if you're one of those people, I want you to inbox me, message me, call me, say, Dr. V, I really would like to be one of those 20 people. And I'm going to take you through an interview process to see if you fit. If you're ready for it. Okay? Because this is a pilot. I've got something huge brewing. So this is a pilot, and I need people who are going to be committed. Not perfect. Not do everything right. Okay? But I need commitment. Okay? Looking for 20. When I get 20, I'm stopping. Okay? For this round. I need y'all to understand that change is possible. And that wherever you find yourself now doesn't have to be where you stay. Whatever situation you find yourself in now doesn't have to be permanent. There's more. And God wants you to have the more. But it's going to require you stretching, making some decisions, and taking some risks. Don't let the enemy fool you and make you think that taking risks are bad. Don't let the enemy fool you and make you think that the reason some other things didn't work was because of how you did it. Don't be fooled by the enemy, and don't be fooled by the inner me, and don't be fooled by anyone else. Instead, eyes wide open, believe God, trust God, and stand on what God said. If he said it, I believe it. So today, don't be fooled. Stand on what God said. Continue your journey. Watch what God does. He is not a man that he should lie. So let's get it and let's go. All right, you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an amazing, incredible, and blessed day. And if you're one of those 20 that's ready to make a change in your life, you've tried everything and nothing is working. You're at the point where you're thinking about, I think I'm just going to get the shot. Before you do, this video is a sign. Try once more. Let's get it and let's go. I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an amazing, incredible, and blessed day. Mwah! Be blessed.